Hey everybody, it's Ted here. I'm out in my workshop. I'm getting ready to change some cables and a side shift remote control for a Mercruiser or a Mercury outboard. So this is the unit. It's a side mount and it mounts on the side of the hull. A couple screws to take it out, and the reason you're going to change it is because the cables are bound up. So this is what it's like when the cables get worn out. So we're going to show you how to change the cables in it. Let's get started. All right, the first thing usually is you have two screws that hold it in place, and these are usually bolts. So you have to get behind this. This can be troublesome in some boats. There also might be a couple of spacers, one or two plastic spacers for these bolts to go through to hold it into the boat. And that's to keep the handle from hitting the side of the boat and giving you room so you don't smack your hand on it. Sometimes the coaming's here, and if you put it too close, you're going to smash your knuckles into it when you shift it. So once you get it unbolted, then the easy part is to get the cables out. Now, unfortunately, you're going to have to remove the cables from the boat, which means you're going to have to snake them out. You got to pull them all out of the boat, but that's up to you. A lot of tie wrap sometimes. You're going to make sure that you don't pull wires with it. Sometimes it's a two-person job. So we're going to start to take the cover off real quick and show you what it looks like in here and how easy it is to change the cables. It's the other end. I'll show you how to adjust them after this. Okay, you've got these two screws. Your cables come in here. You have your throttle and your shift cable. These two screws are Phillips. You have to take those out. I'd recommend you use a Phillips head screwdriver to make sure they're not frozen in there. I know these are loose, so I'm going to zip these out. And now once that cover's off, you just have the two cables here, and you got to make sure that the wiring doesn't get affected. That's your neutral safety switch. So when you put it back together, there's a little bit about that you got to do, but there's the two cables, and I use Glendenning cables, or I use Mercruiser cables. I've tried other cables, and I haven't had a lot of luck with them. I'll show you how to identify the length of the cable is the other thing that's important. So there are two nuts in here, and one of them you can't get to, the other one you can. So typically what I do is loosen these up first, and then move the shifter to get them out of the way. So let me show you how to do that. Okay, removing the cables is easy once you get the cover out of the way. So you got this cover, and the only thing when you put it back together, you got to make sure you line that up and make sure everything's lined up so that, you know, this fits over here and you don't have any interference, and also this neutral safety switch. All right, it takes a 5/16 socket driver or a ratchet and just unthread it. You don't have to remove the nut all the way, just loosen it well out. If you take it out all the way, it's okay, but I typically try not to. And then just pop that loose, slide that out of the way. First cable's out of the way. What I usually will do then is turn this down just a couple of threads so it doesn't fall out while I'm messing around with it. The next thing I'm going to do is shift this so that I can actually get this to the lower portion of it. And that's going to be the other cable. All right, so we got that, and that is the shift cable. Okay, is the lower cable. The upper cable is the throttle cable, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all, because when you put them back together, it works the same. It's the other end that you got to hook the cables up correctly. So we're going to loosen this one up. Again, same thing, 5/16 socket driver. Loosen that up. Hold the cable down a little bit. And then take that pin and work that pin out. Okay, that's it. Okay, first cable comes out, second cable, slide the cable out. And that's it. Now your cables are out of the case. Now we're going to go to the other end after we put it back together, and I'll show you the other end and how you adjust those. When you put it back in reverse, it's the same thing. It's not very hard. Just take the first cable, slide it into position, make sure you get it under here, hook it up, put it on here. That's the lower one, and it does not matter which cable you put in first, because the other end is the one you're going to put in. So you're going to slide your first cable in. Okay, get that one up. and into position. And if it's not long enough, grab the other end and push the cable until it gets into the correct position for the lower portion. So what I'll do is move this again, but I don't have to really do that, because what I can do is put the second cable in next. So I can put the second cable in here, okay? And I can put that one on top of it and get that one ready to go in. Now these are not straight, I still have them tie wrapped, so I'm gonna have some difficulty doing this, but just to show you how you can do this. And then once you get that cable in position, then just line it up, put the pins in, and then snug the two pins up. So that's it, just snug those two up and you're good. So we got the cables out, we're gonna fake like we have the new cables in, put your cover back on, tighten the set screws. Usually there's a little blue Loctite on these to keep them from vibrating out. Okay, when you put it back together, you do not have to grease the inside of the cables when you put it back together, especially if you're using Glendenning cables. All right, if I'm not going to put cables in right away, I want to make sure that I put this back together like this. Okay, make sure the pin lines up, and then what I'm going to do right now, because I'm not going to put cables in it right away, I'm just going to put this back together, get the pin lined up so that this stuff doesn't get damaged, fall out, anything like that. So then I'm ready later if I need to use this and put it back together. Put your cover back on, get your two screws, put those back in. Start everything finger tight. Set those in, and that's ready for when I'm ready to put the cables in. Okay, this has a 16900A15 is the original part number for this. That is the remote control again from Mercury. This is a side mount remote control for an outboard. Can be used for a stern drive, but mostly these are used for outboards. Okay, the other end of the cables is throttle and shift on your engine. Easy enough to remove those. One goes on the throttle arm for your either TCP lever or your throttle cable for your carburetor, or your multi-port injection throttle body. Whatever it's connected to, you just disconnect that. It's usually a stud nut washer. Take that off. The other one's another stud and a nut and a washer. And these are original, so I'm going to show you that these are bad for the fact that I can't move these. There's a lot of friction, and this is straight out behind me, and this one is worse. This one is frozen. So you can see the corrosion in here, and that's why you want to change these. These should be like butter. They should be 2 fingers. You should be able to move these. So these are totally worn out, probably, God knows, 20 years old, whatever they are. But anyway, this is the adjustment, and that's the important thing to understand is when you remove it, who cares where the adjustment is? Just remove it, throw the cables away. You want to get the new cables, you want to get them right. I'll show you the length, but this is the adjustment. So what you're going to do when you put it back together is make sure it's in neutral. The drive's in neutral, shift lever's in neutral. Before you take it apart, when you put it back together, this lines up with the shift actuator on the outboard, and this is going to line up with the receptacle on the outboard as well. And all you have to do is, as long as it's in neutral and the remote control is in neutral, you shift the remote control in neutral, then you adjust this. So we always put the cables in the remote control first, shift it into the neutral, and then we can adjust this to adjust that length into the neutral position from where we remove the old cable. The throttle cable is the same thing. And what I'm going to show you here is this throttle cable, the actual part of the barrel is frozen. I can't even turn it, okay? But it's the same thing. The shifter needs to be in neutral. The drive was in neutral. You put it in neutral. You adjust the barrel till it fits into the slot. Tighten the nuts up, just snug them up with the washers, make sure everything goes back together the same way. And that's pretty much it. You know, you have to run the cables back through the boat. You want to use a snake. A lot of times a wire long snake. A really cool feature about these cables is a lot of them have a solid inner core. It's a stainless steel inner core. So if you cut the cable off, you can pull the other end out and you get a nice stainless steel insert. And that's a nice snake. And you can use that as well. I usually, in a larger boat or in boats that have a conduit, a PVC pipe that everything runs in and wires, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll take the cable, I'll cut this off to get it out of the way so it doesn't hang up on wires when I pull it through, and then I'll tie a rope or a line, piece of nylon through this, and then I'll run that out through, and I'll bring the other cable with it. So I can either tie this to the new cable with a piece of string through it, or what I'll do also is tie this through the new cable to run it back through, but I also tie a rope, which is basically a chase, and then I'll bring that rope up there. So we have a snake, so if we ever have to run something back and forth, we can do that later. And tag each end, make sure you take and label each end with a piece of paper and say, this is a snake, and you can have, snake end here A, snake end here A, and then you know that there's a rope here. You don't need to make two, just one is fine. But that's just basically how you're going to change the cables and put it back in. And again, if you can't get it free and move it free with 2 fingers, then the cables are no good. And these are just junk. Okay, so I hope this helps you understand how to change shift and throttle cables for an outboard. When you're done, or when you're going to take them apart, take them out of the box, they're always coiled up. And they're coiled up tight in the box. And if they're 16 or 20 footers, they coil them up, and they usually just kind of wrap them up like this. They don't have, maybe if you're lucky, they'll have some wire ties on them. But if not, they come to you like this in the box. This is what it's going to look like when you take it out of the box. When you take it out of the box, if you unwind this, it takes off and it goes everywhere. So make sure when you're done with it, and you're going to throw them in the trash, because that's the only thing I'm going to do with these. These are going in the trash. Is I'm going to make sure I wind these up, 2 or 3 times and tighten them up. Wrap them around like that. And then just for good measure, what I usually do is I'll take a tie wrap and I'll tie wrap them together here, and I'll tie wrap them together here, so when I throw them out, the garbage man doesn't get them in the face either. All right, so hopefully this helps you. There you go. That's what happens. Anyway, hopefully this helps you understand how to put new control cables, remove and replace them in a side mount control for Mercruiser. It's going to be the same for probably Suzuki, Yamaha, a little different the way their configuration is, Honda, but it's the same kind of an idea. I do like Glendenning cables. They are very, very smooth. I've used other ones. Teleflex cables are good. The Mercury cables are great cables too, so if you have a Mercury dealer there. Okay, so we still got to show you how to find the length of the cable, and basically what you're going to do is go to the end that attaches to the control box, usually, and someplace within the first 6 inches or so, you might feel some numbers on it, and if you look, they're both going to be the same length. Inboards will be different. Stern drives outboards are the same length, but inboards and stern drives, you have to be careful. They can be different lengths. So this one is a part number CC17, I think 9, and then it says 14 feet. And after that, it says DC 4185, 1985 cable. Our Mercruiser labeled the year, so that's why these, almost pinched my finger. That's why these are junk from 1985. But yeah, you can usually find the within 6 inches, something like that. That's usually where the information is on the length of the cable. All right, so next project's coming up here. Got to keep rolling. If you like that video, please hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.